This is my sweet potato experiment. These are Vardaman sweet potatoes, and I just stuck them in a box with some compost and nothing else, and then just forgot about them. I didn't fertilize it. I didn't do anything to it. Don't water it, and just wanted to see what would happen. And they're taking off, growing pretty good. So let's walk over to the rest of the garden, see how that's doing. I've got some potatoes, regular potatoes, not sweet potatoes, that I planted in a little kid's swimming pool. Drilled some holes in the bottom for drainage, and then stuck 75% sawdust and 25% sand in it, just to see how it was going to do. And it took off pretty good. So this is the little swimming pool, and it's actually doing better than I expected. The potatoes are growing out the top of the dirt, or the sawdust, or sand, or whatever it is I had in there. 75% sawdust, 25% sand. So I had to add some more stuff to it, and I didn't have anything except a bag of potting soil. So I added some potting soil to it. But I don't think there's enough dirt in there really to do the job. I don't think it's deep enough. The plants keep wilting. The potato plants keep wilting for lack of water, even though I water it every other day. So I don't think it's really a good way to grow potatoes. There's our corn. Doing pretty good. It's only been in for about a month. And here's our pole beans. Kind of a comical way of getting them to grow. But hey, sturdy and it works. So we'll see how that happens. We haven't had much luck growing pole beans. Get lots of flowers, but no beans. Here's my makeshift door. Not really tied to anything, just mainly to keep the dogs out. Doesn't keep anything else out. And over here we have a potato box. This is one of those things that you start out with one row of a 6-inch board. You plant your potatoes in there, and then when the potatoes grow up to be about 12 inches above the board, you add another board and more dirt. And then you keep going, keep going, keep going. And so now I have no more room to grow. It's up to the top of my boards. So I guess I'll just let it grow from there and see if we have any potatoes. Supposedly, get potatoes all the way to the bottom, and you're supposed to be able to grow 100 pounds of potatoes in something like this, but it was mainly just an experiment to see if it would really work. So I don't know if it will or not. And then down here, little white markers. Those are all watermelons. These are Vardaman sweet potatoes. They've been in for about a month. Here's a couple more Vardaman sweet potatoes. This was supposed to be a whole row of Georgia Jet sweet potatoes, but I ordered slips from Tater Man, and only about 80% of the slips made it. 100% of the Vardamans made it, plus I had some left over from last year, so I planted those in the spots where the Georgia Jets didn't make it. And this is my wife's experiment. They tell us that blueberries can't grow out here, so she's going to prove them wrong. And down here we have calabaza, squash, some potatoes that failed last year. Onions that failed last year, but they had roots on them, so we replanted them. I'm not really sure what that is. This is my wife's little area that she's planting. I'm not sure what this is either. I should know that just by looking at it, but I can't remember. And over here we have some beans growing with my wife's idea of a trellis. I kind of like hers better than mine, but mine is sturdier. So, let me see. Here we have some Walmart jalapenos. I planted some heirloom jalapenos here, but most of them, for some reason, didn't grow. This one did. Over here we have another Walmart jalapeno, and then some of the heirlooms, and then a Walmart tomato plant, and an heirloom tomato plant. There's some more heirloom tomato plants. More heirloom tomato plants. Down here was supposed to be cucumbers. Some grew, some didn't. Somehow a tomato plant slipped its way into the cucumber section. But these were planted by seeds. 5/18. I think today's the 25th, so they've been in about a week. There's another one. Yeah. There's one that I killed. Accidentally stepped on it. Oops. This one, I did my best to kill it. But I staked it up and it survived. So that's working out pretty good. So that's it. That's our little garden. We'll see how things turn out. Last year, 2 rainstorms came in. One right after the other, killed all the corn. This year we had 1 rainstorm come in really bad, knocked all the corn over. So this year I tried tying it up after the first rainstorm. But I know now that if it gets knocked over, don't straighten it up. It's either going to make it or it's going to die. Can't save it. So we'll check in later. Thanks for watching.